What is the perfect spot to selling your credit spread? Is it 10 delta, 5 delta? How far out do you go? What is the right construction, more specifically for beginners? Now, that's the question I get a lot of times when I'm coaching people or when I do classes on vertical spreads. Now, if you don't know me, I'm Sasha, the options coach. I've been teaching people to trade options over the last decade. Usually I do one-on-one coaching, but I've also done a lot of classes, and this is what we're doing a lot more of this year. So one of the things we did in our recent class, Selling Vertical Spreads, we looked at where do we set up this construction? And it's important that people realize, okay, well, in order to set up this construction, where do I go? How do I set this up? And how far out do I set up? How much credit am I looking to receive? So this is one of the things that I'm going to show you in this video as well. So a lot of people don't know that when they go in and set up a construction on a vertical spread. So before we get there, I want to show you what that looks like. What a vertical spread is you're going similar to selling a put out of the money. Okay, what you're doing is you're going out and selling this put and you're looking to collect some premium. So here's the put that you sell. Now, the problem with selling a put is if the stock continues to go down and continues to go against you, you have undefined risk. And yes, you're looking to get the stock assigned, but there's undefined risk and it keeps going down, 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 down. Now, what a put credit spread does is it goes in and it sells one and then it buys one for protection. That way your risk is limited. Now, yes, you still have risk, but your risk is limited. You can right click, sell a vertical, and now you've got yourself a vertical construction. But the thing is that when we look at puts and we look at, selling these put contracts, there's a lot of delta here that we could go with. There's a ton of delta variations. We could go into 43 delta. We could go to 30 delta, 21 delta, 14 delta, 10 delta. We could go quite far. You also have an expected move of about 14 over here. And with that 14 expected move, you can say, well, do I go from the 95, take away 14 and go beyond that? Or do I look at the movement of the stock? Do I check the chart? Where do I go? So in this case, what we're looking for is, I'm going to show you a different construction. So for example, you could go in and sell vertical spreads very close. Okay, so this is kind of like the close zone. You could go kind of in the mid zone and you could go in the cheaper zone. Okay, so super cheap zone is kind of way over here with a delta of like, 10 and under. So what we're going to do is we're going to go more in this mid zone. And this mid zone, the reason why, I'll show you and explain to you why we're going to go into that zone. So right now, this stock is trading at 95, and we could start our selling process close to like 85, 86 and doing that. So I want to show you that construction first. So here's our vertical spread when we're selling an 86 and an 85. Okay, so let me show you how I put that on. So 86 and an 85, we can right click it, go to sell, go to vertical, and we've got our construction. I'll right click, analyze, and now I've got that set up. Now I'm looking to collect $27 of credit, right? This is the max profit I can make, is $27 for a risk of 73. It's $1 wide, so that's $100 of risk, but I'm getting $27 of credit, so my final risk is 73. So now this is pretty close, and when you look at this, what I want you to see is, yes, I'm bringing in quite a bit of credit, but I don't have a lot of range. The other thing I want to point out is at break even right here, I'm losing about $10. So I'm trying to make 27 at most, and I'm going to maybe at break even lose about 10. Okay, so that's kind of spread one. Okay, spread two here I want to show you is an 82-81 spread. Now this spread, what we want to look at is it's a little bit wider. I'm looking to sell at around 82-81, so that gives me much more range. That delta in this case is about a 25 delta. It's not perfect, but 25.5 delta. And what this does is I'm looking to risk now 77. So notice the difference. The other one I'm looking to risk 73. Okay. This one I'm looking to risk 77. So I'm actually risking a little bit more. And that is because the chance of this winning is greater. So I need to risk a little bit more because my chance of success is greater. But that also means I get less credit. So I'm only making $23. So take a look at the difference between those two. So if we get rid of this one right here. So between $23 and $27, I'm making a few dollars less on that one, and I'm risking more, but my chance of success goes up. Now, the other thing I want to point out for you on that one is that when we go in and we start coming into this break even, which is this red hashtag right here, if we're trying to make 23, right at that break even in that spot, we're actually also losing about 23. Okay, and this is the exact type of spread construction that I would often teach for beginners. and new people. And the reason for that is because the amount you're winning or could win is also the same amount where your brain is going to say, hey, I got to get out. I got to stop out. Because mentally what's going to happen is as this thing goes in the money, okay, and you see this ITM on your screen and you're like, oh no, it's in the money. I might get shares assigned. Your brain is going to go, oh no. And when your brain goes, oh no, you're going to want to get out. Now, the good news is if you're usually making about 23 or even 20 bucks, but you're getting out also at about $20, you're risking one to make one. And that is a beautiful state and situation to be in. And that's why I like those spreads. The other spread construction here is going even further. This is at an 80 and a 79. So this delta over here is 21. So it's not quite 25, it's 21. And I'll show you another one even wider. But what happens here is we're risking $88 to only make $12. So my reward is very tiny. And when this gets into the break even, I'm almost doubling up my loss. And that can be a huge issue and problem for a lot of people. So what's happening is now this goes against you and all of a sudden you made $12. So let's say you made 12, you made 12, you made 12, you made 12, but then it goes against you and you lose 30. Well, all of a sudden you just lost 3 winning trades. And that really sucks. So that's one of the issues with those. And in fact, even if I go to further out, let's say 79 and 70, let's go 78 and 77. Let's try that. Or even 77 and 76. Some of these might be mispriced because we're closed. So here we go. So this one is only $10 of profit. Look how far I get. So much range. I got so much range. But the problem is I'm only pulling in $10 and then you still have commissions. And then when you get that oh no signal in your brain, I mean, you might have to watch it and you say, okay, well, I'll only risk 10. But in that case, you're now going into this 82, 83 zone anyway, which is this spread right here, which is the other spread that we have. So you might as well get a little closer and collect more credit. But here, when it goes all the way against you, you're almost losing about $30. And that's quite a bit. So quite significant when you think about it. So it doesn't allow the probabilities to kind of work in your favor. So what I want you to think about here is that ideally, the spread that I personally like is right here. And this one is where you're going into where the break even is right around the amount that you're making. The reason for that is number one, your brain is going to trigger and say, oh my gosh, I am in the money. And when it says, I am in the money, you're going to want to get out. You're going to want to stop out because your risk here is greater than your reward. And when you want to stop out, it's also going to be a risk one to make one scenario rather than one of those other trades right here where you have very good probabilities. I mean, the chance of winning this is really high if you let it go through expiration. But the issue with this is that when it actually starts going against you, you're actually a 3-to-1 risk to reward. You're risking almost $30 at that oh no or stopping out spot then and trying to win only $10, and then you still have commissions and all that on top of that. So this becomes a little more dangerous and a problem, and that's why I would construct it in this way if you're brand new or getting started. Now if you're more advanced, of course you could structure it differently. I totally get that if you're more advanced, but I'm saying for beginners and new people, this is the way you might want to approach it. Okay, let's look at a couple of other ones. So let me pull up, let's say CRM over here. Let's go to, we'll do 24 days out. So I'm going to go and pick maybe a delta over here, 21, 20, 27. You could see, okay, well, let's say I choose this one, which is a 21 delta, giving me a little range. And we'll see if this one kind of works. Not all of these are priced correctly. You can see it's after hours. So I'm going to skip that one. Let's try a different strike. It's just because the market's closed right now and I'm trying to load up some spreads for you guys. Okay, let's try this one for $1. Okay, also a little mispriced. Let's try this with this and see what we got. This one's a little bit more reasonable. So look, here we're risking $208 to maybe make 42. The problem here is I'm getting this 42 kind of right around here where I'm losing about 42. So by the time I get here, I'm almost losing 80. So I do need to pull it in a little bit, but I think it won't be priced correctly. So let's try it right there. Yeah, it's mispriced. Let's try one more and get a tad bit closer. And that one's mispriced as well. So you can see what I'm trying to do here is get it into that zone. And let's go to Caterpillar here. Let's try 17 days. Okay. So here, if we take a peek, I'm going to, let's go $5 wide over here. And now what we've got is a $5 wide on Caterpillar. And what I've got is risking 385 to maybe make 115. So if I'm trying to make 115 and it goes against me, look at that, right around that break even, I'll lose about 115. So it's in range, it's in line. That's a winner. That would be one to set up, and one that you could do and execute, because the amount you're making is also the amount that you could lose and where you get to stop out. And it's the same spot where you're like, oh my goodness, that could be an issue and a problem. So that is the exact spot where you might say, okay, I got to get out of this thing. So anyways, I hope this helps and gives you a little insight to these things, because we definitely want the construction more like this if you're brand new, a beginner, or unsure where to go. This is, of course, for the put side. The call side, you could structure it in a very similar manner or fashion. Just understand that on the put side, it's a little more violent. On the call side, you could let it go against you a little bit more, because then if you get a nasty sell-off, then yeah, it could go back fine very quickly in your favor. So in either case, this might be the setup and construction that I would approach when you're looking to set these things up. So hope that helps. Truly appreciate you joining me, sticking with me. Hope you learned a lot. If you're interested in some of the classes, let me know. Shoot me a message. Go to optionsblackbelt.com right there on our website. And we've got a ton of classes here that we've done recently. And you can see dividend booster, accumulation, crash proof, tons of classes, and continue to doing them here this year as well. So send me a note, send me a message. I got a ton of freebies, PDFs that I could send you, and depending on where you are. Anyways, enjoy the day, and I will see you next time.